once we are on our knees, not everyone is going to react the same way as far as trying to push you away. You may find yourself against a more patient guard player that may understand some of your options, so we may have to approach this in a slightly different way than just jumping over their guard, because that will not always be effective. What I want to do here is same thing, get my pummeling, use my shoulders to drive my opponent down to the mat. Now, if you notice, instead of locking my hands, I'm going to keep my hands on my opponent's rib cage, one on each side. What I'm going to then do is bring my elbows as close to my opponent's thighs as I can. So I want the pressure with my elbows going down as I walk my knees up to really help pinch. So I've walked my knees up until there's made contact with my elbows. When I connect my elbows to my knees, this helps my isometric hold, meaning I can squeeze here fairly tight. Now, like I was saying earlier, not everyone's going to react the same way. You may not have someone really trying to kick you away from here. So what that does is it makes it hard to complete the hop over because their hooks will follow you. So what we're going to do is whatever side your head's on, that's the way you're going to pass. So if my head is on my right side, my left leg is going to kick straight back. So I kick that leg straight back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it to the side, and I'm isolating one hook. So what I've done by doing that, now instead of having both shins on my hips, I've now isolated one shin across my belt line. Keeping everything in nice and tight, I'm still just walking forward. The key to this pass is patience. From here, now I'm going to sprawl. So I want to put my toes out, hips as low as I can. From here, I'm following a very specific pathway. I'm going to walk until I get the top of my belt on the top of my opponent's knee. Once I'm here, now I can slide this hand back, keeping my head on the chest. I'm going to push that knee through. From here, that leg is on my left hip. I'm going to slide my hip up until my left hip is in contact with my opponent. From here, now I can bring my right knee down and climb up into side control. So you guys can see what my legs are doing from the backside. We're on our knees. We're going to pin our opponent down to the mat. My arms on one on each side of my opponent's rib cage. I'm walking my knees up as far as I can until I can get my knees touching my elbows. Now from here, I'm going to pick a leg. Since my head is on my right side, my left leg is going to go straight back. I bring it in close, and I'm isolating one leg now. Now watch, from here, I'm going to sprawl. I need to get my hips as low as possible, so I'm turning my toes out, and I'm driving my hip bones to the mat. What we don't want to do is favor a hip. So as I pass, I don't want one hip going higher than the other in any sort of way, especially as I pass to my right. If my right hip is high, that opponent's leg is going to hook my hip, and they're going to either take my back or replace their guard. So I need to stay disciplined of keeping my hips flat. See how my toes are out. Walk until the belt is on top of the knee. Once it's there, you can push that knee by and slide up into side control. So we're on our knees, we're pummeling inside, we're driving our opponent to the mat. I'm constantly walking forward. I'm not going to accept anything less. If they push me away a half inch, I'm going to climb back in that half inch, because I need to make sure I keep my opponent's heels on their hips. Now I'm going to kick my leg back, isolate, pinching my elbows, keeping their heel to their butt. Now we're going to sprawl, walk towards that knee. As soon as you're halfway up the leg, I'm pushing that leg by, sliding hip to hip, and coming up. The important principle to remember is let the shin and leg be your guide. So after you sprawled, the knot of your belt should follow up the shin. Once you get to the knee, you push that knee by, and you will finish the pass sliding up their thigh.